Hey, dude, what are you drinking?
Oh, just this super cool new trendy drink. It's like really underground, down and dirty. You probably wouldn't get it.
You're just drinking ground up mushrooms, aren't you?
Yeah, yes I am. That's correct. This is a hot dog is a sandwich.
Ketchup is a smoothie.
Yeah, I put ice in my cereal, so what?
That makes no sense.
Hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
What? Welcome to our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, the show we break down the world's biggest food debates. I'm your host, Josh Scher.
And I'm your host, Nicole Inaidi.
And I am actually not currently drinking mushroom coffee.
Well,
I'm
you're
drinking a Celsius energy drink, because God, do I need it right now. But we're about to drink a bunch of different mushroom coffees, and this is actually something that I've never had before.
Me either, which is why I really wanted to do this. I want to experience something new.
Same. This is the episode where Nicole and Josh don't understand something, and so then we learn about it ourselves and then also teach it to you.
Yeah, it's like Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, but Josh and Nicole eat mushrooms and go to Erewhon.
Not those kind of mushrooms.
No,
We're
not eating those kinds of mushrooms.
Darren, it might be the first question to quell here, that these are not psychedelic, psychotropic mushrooms.
No psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
No psychopsilocybin is in these mushrooms, but some people say that they are adaptogenic, which we have spoken about whenever we did that like cool new soda taste test like a few months ago.
Yeah, so when we're talking about mushroom coffee, there are a bunch of new like bottled drinks that are out there on supermarket shelves. There are products like Mud Water that is a coffee alternative.
We do have Mud Water. Yeah.
That was the first time. Mud Water is the first time that I heard of mushroom coffee at all.
Me too. I love the ad because it was a surfer guy who's like, people were asking me like, bro, what's in my cup? Looks like mud. And I'm like, yeah, that's because it is. Mud Water. And that blonde-haired surfer dude was like the coolest guy I've ever seen in like a Facebook targeted ad ever.
So I had a buddy that worked for Mud Water, my old college roommate, and he sounds exactly like that and lives that lifestyle. And so it makes sense. But this is part of a larger trend of we're killing all of our drink idols that we kind of grew up with in a way, right?
What do you mean by like Mountain Dew?
Yes, actually, yes. Like the new Mountain Dew is Olipop. They have something, it's like they switched mountain to like slope and dew to like rain or something. There's an Olipop version of Mountain Dew that's very similar, and it's like, I can't remember the name of it. Like Hillside
Slope.
Rush or something like that.
Cute.
You know what I mean? But we are going through this big evolution where we're realizing that maybe all the drinks that our parents drank for decades maybe aren't the best for us, or there are other alternatives. And I think mushroom coffee is very much that for, the world's most popular beverage that's been drank for thousands of years.
Well, for me, all of the like ads and the trends I've seen, it's 50% coffee and 50% adaptogenic mushroom powder.
Yes.
Like that's like the through line through all of these, the majority of these products and everything I've seen. They say that mushrooms reduce inflammation, they're anti-cancer, they're doing all these incredible things. But again, like, do you really think that drinking, I don't know, whatever this is, Republic LA instant mushroom coffee that has focus and energy on it will like help you beat cancer? I don't think so.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's the absolute key. Well, okay, it's like saying broccoli helps beat cancer. It does, because broccoli
as compared
has
to like what? Like a cheeseburger?
If you ate broccoli instead of smoking a whole pack of cigarettes, your cancer rate will drop. No, like broccoli has a bunch of micronutrients in it it has fiber. And like fiber is the biggest way to prevent colorectal cancer as far as I know.
Fair.
And so sure, broccoli fights cancer, but it's like eating broccoli every day for decades might decrease your chances by a fraction of a percent, which is like great. You should eat broccoli. You should eat fiber.
Broccoli's good.
There are things in mushrooms. So when we're talking about mushrooms, these aren't just like ground up button mushrooms or cremini mushrooms.
These are like chaga mushrooms, reishi mushrooms, turkey tail mushrooms. I've never seen these mushrooms like ever in like the wild. Like I've never seen them like at the grocery stores, but I know that they have roots in like Eastern medicine and stuff like that.
Yeah, so a lot of them do have roots in Eastern medicine, also even dating back to the Roman times. Like mushrooms have been eaten for thousands of years by people. I weep for the people who had to be the guinea pigs to find out which mushrooms you can and can't eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the berries in the forest?
Yeah. So many people throughout history and antiquity just dead because somebody was like, does this mushroom make you strong? Like, no, that makes you poop your pants until you're dead.
Yeah.
But
we'll use that for poison later. Sure.
Exactly. But like the Romans believed that mushrooms made you strong. And I do generally think, not to get too woo on this.
Too what?
Too woo.
I don't know
the term woo?
No, what is
you know the term
too
woo, Maggie?
I've heard the term woke.
No, not woke. Woo. Woo is in like granola, crunchy, spiritual.
Oh, okay.
Like, not to get too woo here, but I do think if an idea has persisted for like thousands of years, as in, say, Eastern medicine or even in like different Western folk medicine traditions of like, hey, this mushroom's good for you, probably drink it. It prevents headaches or whatever. I think there's some truth to that. I don't think that tradition would have stood for thousands of years if there was nothing to it.
I agree with you.
And there actually is a fair amount of modern science coming out that you can
say it.
adaptogenic properties in mushrooms are actually great for human health. The science is very, very new, but a lot of this has been done on what they call like the cellular level. So,
for humans or rats? Because I've seen...
a human or rat. Have you seen Ratatouille? Them rats are out here cooking. Have you seen Pizza Rat? The rats are basically humans these days.
Have I seen it? Yes, of course. Now, the thing that I really want to dive into is cordyceps, because the first time I ever learned about cordyceps was when everybody else learned about cordyceps, which was It Ends With Us. Is that what the show is called?
Oh, yeah. I never watched it.
Is with Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, and come on, Bella Ramsey. That's
Bella
her name.
Ramsey, yeah.
They were great in Game of Thrones.
So all I remember is that cordyceps and that is bad, but cordyceps is good now.
That's the thing. Cordyceps are bad in It Ends With Us.
Well, the cordyceps are what turn humans into the mushroom head freaks.
Oh, no. There's mushroom head freaks. What's that show about?
Mushroom head freaks.
That should have been the name of the show because it tells you the story right off the bat.
Of a really cool video game, apparently. Not one that I've ever played because I've never played a video game before in my life. But cordyceps apparently have, again, like all this anti-inflammatory like properties and stuff like that. Yeah. And you can actually buy them dried. And I think we've cooked them on the show once before. And they are quite delicious. So out of all the mushrooms that are in these products, the cordyceps are the only ones that are like culinary adjacent, I would say.
I think there's one. No, there's one more. There's one more, and it's getting more popular. I buy it at farmers markets.
Tell me.
It's good. I had it at a vegan restaurant, and they roasted it, and they just called
Lion's mane?
Yeah, lion's mane. They called it a short rib, but it was kind of just a roasted mushroom.
Lion's mane.
It was weird.
Yeah, I have seen. People are like, oh my God, it's so good for you, this and that and the other. Is it really?
I enjoy eating lion's mane mushrooms. I like to fry them like I'd fry chicken. Here's the thing. Fried chicken sandwich is one of the greatest food in the world, but if you fry mushrooms, it might even be better. I kind of don't miss the chicken.
I like a fried shroom.
I consider that worse for me than a fried chicken sandwich, so I'm not doing it for health benefits.
Because it has no protein.
Yeah, to me, the chicken is the medicine I'm after.
Right.
Because I believe in the ancient medicine
chicken is
that
the medicine
you
I'm
eat
after.
a bunch of chicken breast and you go to the gym 6 times a week and you get big and then you love yourself. And so that's what I believe in. But no, lion's mane mushrooms are the other one that I'm like, I cook with those as well.
Right.
Okay, so here is an article from harvardhealth.edu in case you didn't believe any of this stuff. According to a recent review published in the journal Molecules, medicinal mushrooms popular in many fungi-infused coffee blends do have immune-boosting properties and may help regulate metabolism. Thanks to high antioxidant activity, medicinal mushrooms may also help slow down the aging process. So, like...
I'm going to be young and beautiful if I drink this every day?
Young and beautiful.
Will you still love me?
God, I love Lana Del Rey. I had one summer where I listened to Summertime Sadness like every morning.
The techno remix?
No, actually, the OG, but I do love the techno remix. So like no matter which way you spin it, there's probably good things happening in these mushrooms. Will they make a massive difference in your life? Probably not.
My qualm is this. Why did we as a society decide to mix it with coffee of all things? Because if there were like stands out there that were just like broth stands, I would probably find myself going more towards the broth stand. That would probably have a mushroom broth, a delicious savory mushroom broth, and I would just drink that on the go. Like,
such a good question.
Why?
Why coffee?
Why coffee of all things?
I kind of never even questioned that. Mushrooms are much better in soup than coffee.
Yeah, like what sort of person or like group of people was like, you know what? We're gonna mix a savory thing like mushroom powder. Which is it savory? Yes, I'd say it is. I mix that with 50% instant coffee. Serve it to you. Hope you have a good day.
You know who actually did invent it?
Who?
The Finns, baby.
Finnish
people?
The
kings of Eurovision, the Finns. Actually, so mushroom coffee. During World War II and any wartime, basically, people ran out of coffee and they found different brown things and roasted it and soaked water in it.
Like date seeds?
Like date seeds, like it's the origin of chicory coffee in America, acorn coffee, barley coffee, all this stuff. Right. And in Finland, they had mushroom coffee. And it likely was chaga mushrooms. And so that is like one of the origins of it. But I think there's another problem where Americans particularly, boy, do we love a health fad. I think it was Michael Pollan who said, like, it's bizarre that, like, one of the least healthy countries on earth is the most obsessed with health.
I think it's because we just want to do it quickly. We want that magic pill. We want that Ozempic. We want it, something to solve all of our problems.
And also, we love industry and capitalism and novelty. And so, like, here we are with a bunch of mushroom coffee that was developed in wartime rationing in Finland. But also, we're super over-caffeinated as a society. Finland does drink the most coffee per capita, but there's not a lot of data on this. I want to find out who drinks the most caffeine.
Coffee versus caffeine, yeah.
Have you ever, like, gone to another country?
I have many a time.
And you get a cup of coffee, and the cup of coffee is, like, 3 to 4 ounces.
Oh.
Or, like, watered down.
Yeah.
And then you go to a Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
And you say, give me 24 ounces of cold brew.
And they'll give it to you.
That's that is baffling to a lot of the rest of the world. And coffee is a tiny thing. So we drink way too much caffeine in America. So you cut it with mushrooms, and then that's solving 2 problems at once. So I think that's why they do that instead of just making a Go-Gurt packet of cream of cordyceps soup.
I think that listen, I'm so for opening up broth stands in America instead, because like you said, like the protein, like we love protein so much. Like why not just have broth stands with bone broth, chicken bone?
Yeah.
Listen, chicken bone broth, beef broth, mushroom broth, call it a day, and then you run out, and then whatever.
LA doesn't have the ecosystem to support that because we don't have enough foot traffic.
Not if you sell it the right way, yeah. Anything is possible. Anything. If they can be selling mushroom coffee for $10, we can be selling broth stands for $5.
You're saying broth stands?
Yeah, not brothals.
Not brothals.
You want to call them brothals?
No, they have the what are they called? The Bunny Ranch? I grew up watching that HBO show. That's weird. You know what I'm talking about? Cat House? Yeah. Why were we able to watch that as children?
Josh, the fact that you used to watch that, and so did I, is so telling.
I think the head of that legal brothel like ran for governor.
He was the mayor. Was he the governor? He was the mayor of Nevada, I believe, and he hooked up with Heidi Fleiss, who was also a famous madam.
Heidi Fleiss.
You remember?
Yeah, I watched that TV movie. You watched that TV movie? We had the same childhood.
Josh, what's wrong with us? Why did nobody censor us as children? We were watching Cat House and HBO entirely doing.
It's so funny thinking about kids consuming TikTok today, and now that I'm like a 32-year-old man, I'm like, the kids aren't going to be all right. And then I think about the access to the internet that I had, where I'm just like, that was worse.
That was 100% worse.
Rotten.com, that was worse. Oh my God.
Thanks a lot, Rotten.com.
Witness the world's atrocities. But at least then you had to like, you had to wait for 5 minutes of dial-up to see the world's atrocities.
Do you want to drink any of these, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's drink them.
You want to chat some more?
Let's drink him.
I'm down for you to chat. I'm enjoying this conversation.
What else is there to chat about? We chatted about all the things to chat about?
Okay, whatever. I'm done talking to you.
Do you think that you would actually want to ever drink this as a daily thing? As like rip a Celsius energy drink?
I don't know. You know, I do like what? 1 coffee a day, maybe 2 coffees a day if I'm really feeling it. Like, I'm not really that like obsessed with my coffee. I have a fantastic little coffee maker. I love I don't even have an espresso anymore. What do I have? I have a
Breville?
I have a Breville espresso maker.
Nice.
And it really, I put my collagen peptides in there. I get 20 grams of protein. My morning is pretty much set. I have some Fairlife milk. If I was looking to expand my vibration, I think I would have more mushroom coffee. But no, I wouldn't do this. We're doing this because we have free will.
Sure.
But my will isn't free enough that I would do this every day. Also, it's very expensive.
It's very expensive.
It's too expensive for me. I cannot rationalize spending $8 to $10 on a cup of coffee.
We're preventing cancer. According to
Why don't I just drink more water? Doesn't that also prevent cancer?
In ways, I'm sure it does. There's just a finite amount of powders that I have room for in my life. And I already have powders. I have powders.
You take so many powders. I don't take
the protein powders. I have the creatine powders. I still have half a bottle of ashwagandha pills that I'm determined to finish one day.
What does that do for you?
That's an adaptogen. That's like kind of like the adaptogen.
These are adaptogens.
I know, it's all adaptogens. What's an adaptogen? Unclear. We explained it in a previous episode. It's just kind of a thing.
It's just a thing. It's nothing really, is it?
A lot of adaptogens come from mushrooms, and they might regulate your stress hormones. And that's what a therapist told me, and I got
this helps regulate your cortisol levels?
I don't know.
I'll take 50 right now.
As you just doom scroll on your phone.
It's
maybe the mushrooms will help.
Colby was asking me what my vice was, and I said doom scrolling is my vice, I realized how sad that is because people are like, I drink, I smoke, I have casual sex, and then I'm just like, I like to go on my phone for 2 hours and just scroll and see what's going on.
I like to sports bet on Ukrainian table tennis leagues. That's my vice.
So we're gonna try La Repubblica instant mushroom coffee. Let's go. I'm going to read the...
instant, not even fresh brewed.
I'm going to read some things on this package while you take your first sip and you mull it over, okay? This package contains lion's mane, chaga, reishi, turkey tail, cordyceps, maitake, and shiitake. Now, these have more culinary mushrooms than I was assuming.
Bro, this is soup.
But the tasting notes, rustic chocolate, toasted almonds, and rich earth.
That do be tasting like rich earth.
Yeah. Do you have any open sores in your mouth?
I have no HSV1 flare-ups. I have herpes simplex 1, but herpes simplex 1 does not have me.
Let me know when you're done. I'll have a sip.
That is delightful. If you just told me that was a type of brewed coffee from a country that I'd never been to, if you're like, hey, this is Eritrean-style coffee.
I would have said, hell yeah.
I would have been like, yeah, I've had that before and lied.
I'm cultured.
No, but there are really deep chocolatey notes. There is a bitterness to it. Obviously, coffee is already a bitter thing.
Right. None of these are sweetened unless stated otherwise.
But when it comes to coffee, a lot of people have their specific beans and their specific roast and their specific coarseness of grind and all this stuff. What I have is a company called Don Francisco. And Don Francisco makes like a vanilla hazelnut pre-ground coffee that I buy for like $7 a tin over at the Ralph's.
Delicious.
And I dump it into my Mr. Coffee machine. Actually, I upgraded. I now have a Ninja drip coffee maker that costs like $40.
He has money.
$40 I do indeed have. And so I don't like go out of my way to brew nice coffee. To me, coffee is like a nice medicine, and half the time I'm adding protein.
Coffee is medicine and chicken is medicine?
Actually, yes.
Okay,
and creatine is medicine.
Great. I'm happy for you that
those
you're
are the
well
powders.
medicated.
Nicole,
I'm so happy you're well medicated.
These are the powders that improve my life. Creatine makes me big and strong. Protein makes me big and strong in a different way. And then caffeine makes me, my brain catch up to how big and strong I'm getting.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? But that is the way that I think about my own supplementation. And then ashwagandha does nothing to calm me down. And I have turmeric pills because I saw Tony Hawk in a commercial for him.
Turmeric pills.
Cunol turmeric.
Is that why your skin is so orange?
No, that's because it's finally been sunny in LA and I've been going on more hot girl walks.
Are you sure it's not the beta carotene in the turmeric?
No, you know how I know that is because I forget to take the turmeric.
It's just there.
It's just on my desk.
Oh my gosh.
The pills are so big and I'm like, I just could cook with it instead.
Okay, so this is Culture Shrooms Mushroom Cold Brew Coffee. For 12 fluid ounces, you get 175 milligrams of caffeine. Is that a lot, Mr. Josh?
That is quite a lot. FDA caps your recommended daily intake of caffeine at 400 milligrams per day.
Gosh.
But this is 12 ounces, 175 milligrams. So a cup of coffee is a really weird thing. We've talked about this before. A cup in culinary terms or scientific terms is 8 fluid ounces.
Correct.
But when people calculate a cup of coffee, they do it as 6 ounces. I think because that might be the measurement of the old styrofoam cups that were always like at a coffee water cooler inside an office. So that's a really weird thing. So if this is 2 cups of coffee, 175 milligrams, somewhat standard, more on the high side, I'd say.
Nuts.
But 175, like a Celsius says 200. Red Bull standard 8.3 ounce can only has, I believe, 87 or 70.
Really?
Yeah, Red Bull got sued because they don't have enough caffeine.
Wow. And then these are the 3 mushrooms. So lion's mane, 300 milligrams, cordyceps, 300 milligrams, and turkey tail, 300 milligrams. I'm going to take a sip. Down the hatch you go.
The thing with mushroom coffee is this kind of stuff like only affects the people who have enough disposable income to.
This is rich people BS.
This is rich people BS, right? That's what we're going at?
This is rich people Etsy BS. These are people who like to go on Etsy and spend their money on crystals, which I don't know if they work or not, but I choose to believe that they don't work. And they're like, I'm going to drink mushroom coffee instead of regular coffee, and my life is going to improve.
Definitely. I have a question about your personal finances.
Bring it on, baby. I don't know anything about them.
I want to be one of those personal finance podcast hosts who's just like,
Caleb Hammer?
Oh my God. I don't like those videos. Oh, they make me so uncomfortable.
Oh my God, I love Caleb Hammer.
You don't know
videos.
your take home? You don't know we particularly cast you because we think you're an idiot and we want to make fun of you. You don't know your take home? And they're sitting there just like, oh, I got to check. But anyways, do you think that you buy more little trinkets and knickknacks because it seems so insurmountable to actually save up for a house?
Do you think that I buy little trinkets and knickknacks? Do you assume that I buy?
You're out here with collagen peptides and all these little.
Is that a knickknack?
Things. I think it's a knickknack. I don't know. Does it work? I'm out here drinking creatine.
Do I consume more protein because of that? And has my diet improved because of it? Yes, that's not a knickknack. Do I buy things because I think I can never afford a house? Is that what
so
you're
it feels
asking me?
easier just to like buy like an $8 thing to bring you joy because I feel that way constantly.
I'm so like optimistic and stupid that I think I'll be able to buy a house one day.
They're so expensive in Los Angeles.
I know. I don't know what we're gonna do. Buy an
$8 coffee about it.
I'm
and think
telling
that it's
you,
improving
Josh,
your life.
just link up with somebody, build a compound. I'll have one little corner of it. I've been asking you for months about this compound thing.
I know. We got to get the compound.
You're
off the
married
ground. We gotta get the
now.
compound
You're
off the
married
ground.
now.
Yeah.
I'm married.
I'm still writing the manifesto. Bible. Foundational text of our compound.
I've told you
let me
about
try
this
this.
compound for months, and it's not a bad idea. And I think it would be more helpful if you just did that. We'd all just live off the land. I could learn how to farm and milk a cow.
This upsets me.
I hate that. I already don't like cold brew as it is.
I don't think it's the mushrooms. I think it's the cold brew.
Sometimes certain cold brews taste like soy sauce and kombucha, and that's no one's fault other than the coffee.
We've done a couple. Nicole and I aren't experts on a lot of things, right? Like coffee is one of those things that we're not big experts. I think we're experts on taste in general and generally are knowledgeable about the food space. But like actual coffee brewing isn't. We did a podcast like, is cold brew overrated? Where I fully stand by my assessment that there was nothing wrong with iced coffee, with coffee that was brewed hot and then chilled, and that's enjoyable. Sure. Drinking this, it's not the mushrooms that's making this taste bad.
Is
it's the cold brew. This is terrible. And it has this like coppery, sulfuric taste that I went to I was doing a little hot girl walk around my neighborhood.
I know, I saw you put your sunglasses on and go.
No, not today. I'm talking about like a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
and
you did? Okay.
I wandered upon a new little coffee shop and I was like, yum, I'm going to treat myself. And it's like in like a big antique store that I think got really successful. And they're like, well, we're going to open up the coffee shop of our dreams.
Okay.
And I got a cold brew for like $6 and I was like, oh God. And it was just the worst tasting thing. Nicole, for me to not finish caffeine.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I had to throw it in the trash. It was
Did
so
you
bad.
put any
and
sweetener
it tasted like
in it?
that. No, I love black coffee. I love the taste of black coffee. But a lot of cold brews, they just get disgusting and hyper acidic. And do you remember, let's put Smosh on blast here. Do you remember the first brand or the first batch of Smosh's cold brew coffee?
Yeah, of course I do.
And it was like something happened in the industrial process.
And we
where,
said, did something happen?
And then they found out something did.
Ain was like, yeah, something did happen. It was brewed in the same. It was brewed in the same vat that kombucha was brewed in.
And like live cultures got into the coffee
and
or something.
they never washed it down properly, I believe. Again, please, Ian, fact check us.
No, they fixed it. And
yeah, it was
Smosh's
good.
Coffee was great.
Then it was good. Yeah.
But this tastes like that first batch.
Yes.
It's just,
that's why I said it tastes like soy sauce and kombucha. There's something going on in there, and I don't like it.
Well, that's a bummer. Okay, well, let's try
Mud water.
Mud water.
I'm gonna read give it to me. I want to read it.
Here, you read it. I'll take a sip of mud water. This is my first mud water I've ever had.
Okay, cacao, masala, chai, cordyceps, lime mane, reishi, chaga, turmeric, and Himalayan salt. So there's no coffee in here. Okay.
Yeah, so mud water was sold completely as a coffee alternative.
Yum.
And if you're looking for just a brown, delicious beverage to wake you up in the morning without caffeine, real lifting heads here will know the term stim-free. This is your stim-free pre.
It's really yummy.
You have stim-free pre, or are you going pro-stim on your pre?
I'm pro-stim in my pre every morning before I start my day.
This is a delight.
That was really good.
Mud water is great.
Really good.
This is just masala chai.
It's delicious.
It's masala chai, but it's great.
It's masala chai advertised for surfer white dudes.
Yeah, correct.
And it's really good.
Call it mud water, dude.
Yeah.
Getting muddy in the water out there, drinking your masala chai.
This was really good.
Yeah, no, this is awesome.
Oh, there is a little bit of black tea powder, though. So
that would be the chai and the masala chai.
Oh, you're so right.
Like, this is a cup of masala chai with mushroom powder in it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so stupid. This was delicious. No very little caffeine though. So if you're looking,
do they say the caffeine content on there or no?
I'm reading it. Just iron, potassium. I don't see anything related to caffeine in here.
This is.
Here you go.
I would drink this at night. This is a lovely beverage that I would sit down to watch The White Lotus with.
35 milligrams of caffeine versus 95 milligrams in an average cup of coffee.
This is just enough caffeine. This is the methadone of caffeine that I need, where like it's just enough to like stave off the itchies that I get if I don't have caffeine.
Can I tell you something?
Yes, please.
That's really controversial, and it might create a lot of like drama for us on the pod.
What?
I don't like the White Lotus at all.
Get out. You're fired. Maggie, you're the host of the podcast.
No.
Do you like White Lotus?
Do you like White Lotus?
I like the first season. I did not like the second season.
Oh my God! Both of you are fired. I'm running this thing.
You even have firing and hiring power? Get out of here. I really didn't like White Lotus, and maybe I just need to like reflect on that.
Aubrey Plaza, Theo James.
No.
Will, what's his face? The British actor that has like a big cult following. 'Cause he made that show Flowers that a lot of people like on Channel 4, but I can't remember his last name. He was in a real pain.
No,
Not
none
at all.
of it.
Megan Faye. That whole quadrangle did nothing for you.
No, nothing.
Interesting.
Is that I also haven't seen Severance.
What? You're just doom scrolling all the time. You're just.
I started Yellow Jackets 3 days ago.
Yellow
Everyone
Jackets is
relax.
good.
I started Yellow Jackets 3 days ago.
Friend of the show, Ella Purnell. It's
going great.
fantastic, congenial in that. Mudwater, really
Love
good.
it. It rules.
I 100% would drink this at home. I think,
Same.
in fact, I think I have Mudwater
Do
at
you?
home
Sick.
that I've not opened for a year. It's
might
just
be
sitting
expired.
next to the tea bags. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Generally impressed with that project, but again, it is kind of just masala chai, so just get some like instant masala chai if you want that. But the mushrooms, I guess, do good stuff. Nicole, tell me about this last one.
Okay, so I was looking for a local spot that makes mushroom coffee because if you're me, when I'm walking down the streets, everyone's like, "Oh, new Chagacchinos! Oh,
Yeah.
new like
Chagacchino is an
adaptogen-
upsetting phrase that I've heard.
yeah, like new mushroom coffee infused with adaptogenic whatever." So Alfred says that they have the OG Chagacchino, I believe is what it's called. And Josh has a Chagacchino. I have the Machaga, which is matcha.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have the Machaga and you have the regular Chaga.
Yeah, this is fine.
Try the
If you want a
matcha.
bunch of, I am often asked to go to coffee shops when I have already consumed my caffeine content for the day. Mm-hmm. So I understand the need for a non-caffeine drink, but what I love is getting like a nice iced tea. But
I
instead
don't
you
like
can get
that.
a Chagacchino.
Does it taste good? Does that taste good?
Not necessarily. It
I don't think it
tastes like
tastes good.
steamed sweet milk with a little bit of bitterness in it.
I don't like it.
Let me try the Chagamacha. What do they call it?
Machaga?
Machaca?
Machaga.
The Mexican air-dried beef dish. That's delightful.
Mashuga.
The matcha is significantly worse. The Chagacchino is way better.
They're both really bad.
both awful.
And wait, they were both $8 a piece. I spent $16 on these little cups.
Yeah.
Alfred, you're killing me. Enough.
Do these medicinal mushrooms maybe help stave off cancer and have anti-aging properties? The early science says, like, yeah, a little bit, I guess, probably insofar as broccoli also has that stuff. Is this also solely the domains and whimsies of the absolutely rich with disposable income, or people buying trinkets to keep them happy enough to realize that they don't ever have the ability to afford a home? Yeah, I guess this to me will not affect the culture at large, but is a fun symptom of the fact that there's a massive tidal shift in the like food and drink space as we question all the stuff that our parents sort of grew up drinking as Diet Coke is gradually supplanted by Health Aid started a new probiotic soda brand. Sun Aid or Sun Health or Drop Do Sun.
Do son.
Do Sun. You know, Nicole, life gets busy sometimes, but that doesn't mean you can't learn a new language.
That's right, Josh. And with Rosetta Stone, you can fit language learning into your schedule. On your desktop, on your phone, wherever you are. Rosetta Stone's immersive method makes learning feel natural.
There are no English translations, just real-world language that actually sticks. So I've actually started learning Spanish with
No
Rosetta
way.
Stone. I programmed it into my Sundays,
Oh my
which
gosh,
is really
good for
nice. So now
you.
I have like my own little scheduled learning time. I'm really amazed at how quickly I've picked up useful phrases. Es muy fácil, Nicole. Whether I have 5 minutes or an hour, it's cool because I can learn on my own time at my own pace.
That's so wonderful. I'm glad that you kind of like quelled the scary Sundays, that we all have by learning a new language.
Sí, gracias.
Rosetta Stone is a trusted language expert with 30 years of experience, millions of users, and 25 languages offered. Rosetta Stone is the go-to language learning solution.
Their list of languages includes Spanish, French, Italian, German, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Dutch, and so much more.
Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential now. A Hot Dog is a Sandwich listeners can grab Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off.
That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit rosettastone.com/hotdog to get started and claim your 50% off today.
Don't miss out. Go to rosettastone.com/hotdog and start learning today.
I think I forgot to use our own discount code. I'm out here paying full price like a schmuck. Well, use the discount code. Be smarter than me.
I cannot start my morning routine without a delicious cup of coffee. It has become such a ritual to me that the thought of not having it completely disrupts my day. And if you know me, you know I'm always trying to upgrade my coffee experience. Have it be a cool new mug, a delightful new creamer, or my personal favorite, a new exciting bag of coffee beans. And there's no easier way to do the latter than with Trade. Let's be real, most grocery store coffee, not it. You deserve better. Enter Trade, aka your new bestie in the coffee game. Trade is the #1 specialty coffee marketplace in the US, hooking you up with fresh, mind-blowingly good coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. And when I say good, I mean their experts have taste tested thousands of coffees, so you don't have to curate over 450 ridiculously good roasts. Not sure what to get? No stress. Just take their quick quiz. Literally under a minute, and boom, they'll match you with your perfect cup of Morning Joe. And if the first bag doesn't hit right, no biggie. They'll replace it for free until they absolutely nail it. Plus, every bag is roasted to order, which means you're getting peak freshness in every sip. You'll taste it, you'll smell it, and you'll probably wonder why you ever settled for anything less. Oh, and get this, Trade's prices, right in line with grocery store brands, but the quality, next level. Plus, you're supporting local roasters, so you get to feel good and caffeinated. I'd say that's a win-win for me. So what are you waiting for? Go take the quiz, get your coffee, and start your day the right way. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our listeners 40% off your first order at drinktrade.com/hotdog. That's drinktrade, TRADE.com/hotdog for 40% off your first order. drinktrade.com/hotdog.
Well, alrighty, Nicole, we're all filled up on Chagacchinos. We've heard what we have to say. Now it's time to find out what other wacky ideas are rattling out there in the universe. It's time for a little segment we call Opinions Are Like Casseroles. All right, let's see what the first opinion is. What do you think it's going to be?
Hello, my name is Amy, and I wanted y'all's opinion because I love eating peanut butter and sugar sandwiches.
Yeah.
But apparently, it's an abomination.
No.
And it's crazy.
No.
But you guys try them,
Not crazy.
and then you'd see that they're good. Anyways, good job on the podcast.
Thank you.
Good job.
Peanut butter and sugar sandwich.
Sounds so good.
It sounds great. I'm curious if it's just sprinkled with granulated sugar, because there is a product out there that's kind of like a liquidy sugar, but it actually comes from nature.
Do you
it's
mean
made by
honey?
animals. Honey. Peanut butter and honey sandwiches are like my favorite thing in the world.
I like peanut butter and honey sandwiches. I mean, I would put brown sugar.
Brown sugar sounds nice.
Brown sugar peanut butter sandwiches sounds right up my alley. Love it.
You know what I think they're kind of halfway to creating, though? If you ever just take...
A peanut butter cookie.
No. Reese's peanut butter cup filling.
Oh, yeah.
Which is basically you just take peanut butter and blend in a bunch of powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Then you get that kind of like chalky, salty from the peanut butter, earthy, but also real sweet.
Right.
That'd be really good. And then you could just, instead of the bread, just cover it in chocolate, you know?
I'm down with this.
And then you have a peanut butter and sugar sandwich.
Who calls it an abomination? Whoever you're surrounding yourself with is a wee bit dramatic, okay? Tell them to relax.
Can I ask you a question? What would happen if you made a peanut butter and sugar sandwich, like cut out a round of it with the bread, but then coated the whole thing in chocolate?
You'd just be having a good time, baby. What you mean?
I think that'd be really nice. A little thin chocolate coating on like a full sandwich. I love how we just talk about how America's so obsessed with health yet wildly unhealthy. And I'm like, cover your sandwich in chocolate. Put sugar on the peanut butter.
We are the problem and the solution.
That sounds nice.
Hi, Josh and Nicole. Big fan of the podcast.
you.
My opinion, like casseroles, is actually a recipe.
Okay.
If you take red wine and or balsamic vinegar and a little bit of oil, and you soak the cheapest garlic and butter croutons you can find in it, you have poor man's fancy bread at restaurants. That's all I have. Love the podcast. Bye.
Okay, let's dissect this. Josh. What's going on?
What's going on?
I'm gonna tell you what's going on. You ever been to a restaurant? They give you bread with olive oil and balsamic.
It feels like a relic of years past in a way that I love.
This person is saying you ain't got to do all that. Just give me croutons.
Yeah.
Soak the croutons in that.
Sure.
Then spoon it out. Do you think they meant red wine or red wine vinegar?
I think maybe red wine. Yeah, I think, they said red wine or balsamic vinegar, as in red wine vinegar. I see. I thought it was literally just wine.
Me
and
too.
I thought you were referencing like a medieval wine sop.
Yes.
Because what they used to do, so the term toast literally refers
Yes.
to the piece of toast that they would put in their wine. So I thought you were creating a medieval wine sop.
Me
But
too
no.
for a second.
What they're talking about is
Croutons instead of bread.
instead of buying fresh bread,
Yes.
you let your bread dry. Shelf-stable croutons keep forever. How many times have you found a bag of croutons in the back of your pantry and you're like, this 3 years old, I'm going to still eat them?
You got to know something about me. My household at this point is a crouton-free house.
No way.
Crouton-free,
For
but
health?
No, we're just not crouton people. Sometimes I buy them for David. I'm like, here you go. There's your little treat. But for the most part, we have because in my salads, salads are mostly on the fresh, like heart of palm, cherry tomato, romaine, butter lettuce situation. Yeah. Which croutons I think take away from that.
Yeah, you're not making like the Sizzler crouton side salad.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I love to make big entree salads.
Oh.
I make big entree salads sometimes. You know, just big
I
ass
thought
bowl
you
of
said big
salad.
Andre salads.
No.
Like Andre the Giant. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I thought you meant Andre the Champagne. Like I'm reducing that into vinegar. No, but I love toasting panko with like some garlic and olive oil.
Like I'll do
salt.
that.
That's a fun time.
I'll do
use
that.
This sounds interesting because I do love a dressing soaked crouton. I feel like you need the lettuce next to it as a certain plausible deniability. We all know we're there for the crouton.
This is odd.
Bro, I went to Bob's Big Boy the other day and I got their like, they kind of invented the Big Mac. It's called like the Bob's Big Boy special or something. But yeah, Bob's Big Boy basically invented the Big Mac.
Know that.
Same exact thing as Big Mac. Came out before the Big Mac. McDonald's kind of copied them.
Wow.
Yeah, but it comes with a side salad and they're like, what dressing do you want? I said ranch, obviously. And it was almost like a ranch soup with floating lettuce bites.
Ew.
And I threw half my French fries into the salad.
Oh, Pittsburgh style.
Pittsburgh salad, yeah. But anyways, yeah, this is great. I wouldn't call it like a hack, but I guess you called it a recipe. So yeah, if you're happy, I'm happy, dude.
Same.
Okay. My opinion is cookies are a dessert.
Oh.
I know it seems obvious.
What do you mean?
But my family recently got in a very heated debate about this, where I was appalled to find out that my father, who I love and respect, thinks that cookies are not dessert. Cookies are, in his words, a sweet treat.
Yeah.
So I really just need you to
gonna
settle this for me and basically tell me that I am correct, that cookies are dessert.
Okay.
Thank you.
Why can't they be both?
Well, I think her father is saying that they certainly are not both, because I think she would argue that if you asked her, are cookies a sweet treat? Certainly, that's just a fact of life. They're sweet and they're a treat. But are they dessert? Father says no. She says yes.
What kind of cookies are we talking about?
Let's say a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah,
is that
that's
dessert?
both. Yeah, what do you mean? Yes.
I agree with you, but like I'm guessing for her dad, a dessert is like piece of pie, a cake with a fruit compote on it, a bowl of ice cream with whipped cream, a sundae, whatever. And then a cookie is kind of like an everyday snack at any time of day where you're like, I need a sweet little treat.
I don't agree with your father.
There is actually a fascinating sort of cultural political history here, revolving around, God, what do they call it? Like dîner de Russe or something, which means Russian-style dinner service, which like the French royal courts, this is dead serious where it comes from. So like at some point, the French royal courts switched to what they called Russian-style dinner service, where dessert became a formalized course in a dinner service.
I know why.
Why?
Because of the queen who came from Russia.
Yeah. Who was it?
I don't know. I saw the Elle Fanning. Catherine the Great.
Was it Catherine the Great? It probably was.
Why else would they change?
Would have been around that time.
Just for the sake of it?
And even that changed the eating habits of Americans.
Right.
It even like Russian-style dinner service had more individualized plates as opposed to like large roasts in family style,
Makes
which
sense.
would have been more popular in Western Europe. So this idea of what dessert is, and it literally comes from the term desservir, or to like deserve the table. So basically I'm clearing off the entrees and here's a little sweet treat for you as dessert. So this is like a pretty new concept. Sweets aren't. People have been eating sweets forever, but the idea that dessert is strictly something at the end of a meal is like really new in human history. And so I get why your dad would say that. And I think a lot of our dads grew up with more formalized ideas of what a meal is. Like for my dad, a meal was a vegetable with starch with meat.
That's still my
That's a meal.
ideal of a meal.
But you would eat like a stew for a meal.
Yeah, well, the stew is the vegetable and the meat.
For my dad, it had to be separate. Not all the time. We kind of ate whatever.
Interesting.
But like for him, the quintessential meal was like a ham steak, mashed potatoes, and peas.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of that comes from like these old-timey rules of dining. Like that particular one was that foods were harder to digest if they were mixed together.
Okay.
You know, and it was like a kind of high-class thing to not have to eat soup.
Oh,
You know, great book called Revolution at the Table by I think Harvey Levenstein is his name, but goes into all these sort of antiquated notions of dining.
well, I think a cookie is both. So sorry to your father.
I agree. I think like dessert can be anything you want it to be. That's kind of sweet.
Cheese boards are considered dessert.
No way. Cheese boards are not dessert whatsoever.
What?
That is weird as hell.
With a nice tawny port with a little cheese course.
I get down with cheese and fortified wine, but as dessert, does it satisfy the same thing at all?
Have you ever done it before?
Yeah, of course I've done it.
like-
You go to a fancy restaurant.
Instead of
and-
wait, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
I don't believe you. Instead of getting a dessert, you get a cheese. There's like on the menu, there's a cheese course that you could do instead with a nice tawny port or what's that one wine you talk about, Sauterne?
Oh, Sauterne.
You could either do a Sauterne or a tawny port.
Or like a Madeira, even
yeah,
like a
or like
Fino
a nice
sherry.
a nice Madeira. Like, have you ever done that instead?
Yeah, I think
And you think it sucks?
For like,
I love cheese.
cheese, but I
I'm a
would
cheese
rather
slut.
eat cheese before my meal.
Oh,
After my meal, I do really like crave something
with
sweet.
like grapes though, like the cheese board comes with grapes.
I'm familiar, or like a fig jam or something.
Yeah, what's the problem?
I would much rather
That's
eat
sweet.
cheese at any other point in the meal.
Okay, fair.
I don't, and they aren't substitutes at all. Like a cookie or cheese, a
take
cookie
it
or
the
a pie,
cheese.
a cookie or a cake. That makes sense. Those are both sweet, pastry-driven things. Ice cream, a cookie or cheese. That's weird to me. And it's just a very French thing.
Well, maybe you should be a little bit more French.
I love a dessert that like a clever play on a cheese. That's like, ooh, here's like a Roquefort cheesecake.
I
with
hate
whatever.
that. Really?
No, I had it. It was
Makes me sick.
What it was a brioche Savarin cheesecake that I had.
Makes me sick
We're
to my
so
stomach.
relatable right now. How many times have you had a brioche Savarin?
We just drank mushroom coffee. We are so unrelatable. It's probably our best quality right now. Is how
Oh,
unrelatable
God.
we are.
Give me a cookie for dessert. You're right. Cookies are the
Well,
best.
that was a
pastry.
very sensual intro I wasn't expecting.
We're very sexy. We watch
Hi, my
Cat
name is
House.
Chris from Rhode Island. Also, hi, Josh, Nicole, Maggie, and
Hi.
potential guest. So, as I stated, I'm from Rhode Island. So this isn't so much an opinion, but maybe just a question for anyone who may be there.
We can answer.
Have any of you experienced any of the delicacies from Rhode Island?
Bro, no.
Whether
Never.
that's clam cakes, New York System hot wieners,
No.
Dell's lemonade, which is somewhere between like an Italian ice and a slushie.
No.
Our pizza strips,
No.
aka party pizza,
No.
or also coffee milk,
No.
coffee syrup with milk. Let me know. I appreciate
No.
y'all. Have a good one.
Is that like Bosco?
What?
Is that like Bosco?
What's Bosco?
You ever seen Seinfeld?
No.
Ah, get out. You're
Not a
fired.
single episode of Seinfeld. I've missed it all.
Disgusting. How can you claim to be Jewish?
I've seen Curb.
Okay, fine.
And I love
fine.
Jesse Eisenberg. I consider myself to be one of the more like well-versed people in terms of American
Right.
regional. I'm not a scholar, but you know, I spent a lot of time
Scholar adjacent.
researching, reading a lot of books.
Sure.
Brother, I've heard of like one of those things.
I've heard of coffee milk.
I've never heard of coffee milk.
I've heard
What's
of
coffee milk?
it's a literal syrup that's a coffee flavored syrup that you mix into your milk. That I've seen.
But like that's a Rhode Island thing?
I don't know. I saw
Look
it
up
once.
Rhode Island coffee milk. You've done that? This is a Rhode Island
I've
thing?
never had it, but I saw it on Twitter like 3 years ago.
I know Rhode Island has a lot of like Portuguese influence because they were like Portuguese fishermen.
Yeah, see, Autocrat. That's what I know. Like this.
Autocrat, that sounds like a Russian brand. The coffee milk, it sounds delightful. Clam cakes, I've never had. It sounds great. Clams are my favorite little sea critter to eat, and I love anything turned into a cake. I have had the red wieners. They're called something weird. They're called like New York Transit System wieners or something. Look up Rhode Island red wieners. What they're called. I've had those. We shipped them from Rhode Island to make like a really specific hot dog once, and they were like perfectly fine. I would love to. I would love to go. Rhode Island Board of Tourism, please send us there. We need to go to Providence and all your other cities, of which I can surely name.
Peter. That's Rhode Island, right?
Pizza strips. I've never heard of a pizza strip. I can imagine what it is.
This is nuts.
Is it like the St. Louis sliced bagel?
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Which I respect. I'm so
That
sorry.
you respect?
I'm so sorry. I love your culture. I respect it. It's beautiful. I just have never participated.
don't. Just kidding. I have never tried any of these things, but I got new things to Wikipedia later, and that's always a good time for me.
Thank you. It's not your job to educate us, but I'm very glad that you've taken the time to do so.
Love a good wiki hole. Always just get sucked into the wiki hole. Why did you open your laptop?
Because I don't look up pizza strips.
Hi, Josh and Nicole. It's Z from Rhode Island.
Hi, Z.
Really love the podcast.
Not again!
My food hot take is that just eat the leaves on the strawberry. It's really not that bad. You don't have to deal with the fact of coring it. I think it tastes good with chocolate-covered strawberries. It's a nice, green-tasting finish in the end.
I love
just
this.
eat it. It's fine. Bye.
Z? No, I want to go first.
Go ahead.
Z, let me tell you, I have actively avoided eating the leaves of a strawberry my whole entire life. But now, at this point, let me tell you right now, I'm going to start eating the leaves. Thank you, Z. I'm going to start.
I have an
starting.
update. We did have a couple months ago a caller say something similar, and I vowed that I would never eat a strawberry without the leaves ever again. They were correct, and I'll change my ways. I ate one strawberry with the leaves, and I went, no, I miss the old strawberry. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's been ingrained for so long. What I do, here's what I do to combat food waste.
What do you do?
Here's what I do. Because generally I cook dinner, and then, Julia will do the dishes, and after she does the dishes, she'll slice up our nightly fruits.
That's so wonderful.
We eat like fun little fruits at night. It's like our little healthy dessert. And sometimes a little cream on it, a little crumbled shortbread. But I love strawberries. They're kind of outside my top 5 favorite fruit, but I eat them because she loves them. She'll
And
slice
that's
them.
called compromise.
And then I get off the couch and I scurry over to the kitchen and I nibble around all the leaves and I make sure that all of the flesh gets eaten like a little rat.
You know what my husband's favorite fruit is? A pomelo. Could he have a more annoying fruit to love?
Pomelos are so annoying. They're delightful. I love them. It's a big ass grapefruit with a ton of like hard pith.
Oh my gosh. It is the most of course, my husband loves the most labor intensive fruit to have ever existed on planet Earth. And of course, because I love him, obviously I get down in there and I do it all by hand. Sorry.
Pomelos have a thick,
when you love somebody,
styrofoamy rind to them too.
Yes. When you love somebody, you are willing to sacrifice time, energy, and your fingernails to make them happy with the pomelo.
Are you not just carving it with a knife?
I do, but then I like to put my thumb in and just like get at
get
it.
the segments out. Yeah,
I like to get the I like to pre-segment it as well because I love my husband.
You know what's been a great advancement in our lifetime that I think we need to pay more attention to? The peelability of oranges.
I love oranges. Oh, they are more peelable now?
So clementines, I feel like that was that's like a
Cuties?
somewhat new. Cuties, Halo, a couple different brands. Growing up with it, if you ever as a kid tried to peel like the lunch line navel orange and you're like, this is all pith, my fingers are bleeding, this sucks.
I have to tell you something. The school I went to, they would like start it for us.
God dang it.
I'm so sorry.
They had the labor to start the orange.
They would
for
like
you.
start the orange.
I was just digging with my fingernail. And then cuties. You got to fully peel it. The whole thing was edible, even seedless.
I love cuties.
And now sumo oranges.
I haven't had a sumo this
Oh
year.
my God.
Is it still sumo citrus
It
season?
is still sumo season.
Please,
baby.
let's
Go
buy
to your
one.
local Ralph's. I've been ripping through sumos. They're a giant clementine. They have this like beautiful knobby skin, just loose. You can slough it off, and just the biggest, sweetest internal orange segments that are so fun to eat.
God,
Sumo
I want one right
citrus,
now.
incredible. The peelability of oranges. We are living in the future, and I think that's awesome.
I think we're done.
Do it with pomelos.
I think we're done.
Peelable pomelos.
But how else,
You ever buy a pomelo?
how else can I show my love?
That's a fair point. I do love cutting fruit for my sweetie.
I love cutting fruit for my sweetie. We're just, you know what our problem is? We're turning into old men and women, me and you. We are aging, and I am loving every second of it. Did the mushroom coffee make me feel younger? No.
Maybe I'm feeling a little bit.
You got a pep in your step?
A little ecstatic right now from the mushrooms. Maybe they're kicking in.
I think it's the caffeine.
The walls are melting. I just saw God and suffered ego death. Those mushrooms are kicking in, baby. Let's go to Yosemite.
And on that note, thank you for listening to Hot Dog is a Sandwich. We got new audio-only episodes every Wednesday. And if you want to see our beautiful shining faces, make sure to watch the YouTube clip that comes out every Sunday.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if you did that. If you want to be featured on Opinions You Like Casseroles, you can give us a ring. Leave a quick message at 833-DOGPOD1. I swear there's nothing weird in the voicemail.
For more Mythical Kitchen, check out our videos. We upload all the time. We have great series like Myth Munchers and Last Meals. Check them out. Comment, like, subscribe. Just do it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.